What's up, guys? I'm going to be making a video on how to take the vents and the radio as well as that fucker apart. I know you guys were asking about how to do it, so I figured I'd make a video. These little tip fuckers are up next, so let's get started. You're going to need a non-marring pry tool for those of you with delicate hands, and number 2 Phillips screwdriver. So here we go. And I do apologize for the video quality because I'm filming on a potato. So starting off, you're going to want to take off your side right here, which is, there's a little tab right here you can pop your screwdriver into and shimmy it up, and it pops off. Next thing's up, you're going to want to take this, just tug on it, tell it it's pretty. And then there is this side panel right here. You're gonna reach in there, get your fingers under this lip or your pry tool, and just pull up on it. And it'll get caught up here. You just yank to the side, it comes off. Now, for taking it apart, you're going to want to take this Phillips, this one, and this one out. And because I'm doing this on a potato, I'm going to pause and be right back to you. And there is another Phillips right down here that you have to take out at this angle. So you're going to want to start off by taking this little piece of shit out, and then you're going to be taking the lower dash apart. There's a tab that you have to pry off right here, as well as one right here. And then this part of the dash kind of just comes off. When you yank right there, there's a tab right here, right here, right here. And then there's your OBD2 port right down here that you will have to unclip. There's 2 clips right on the side. And for this side, just reach on right down here and tug. And then for this little part, there's yet again 2 little pry tabs you have to take off. Fit this single focus right here. Just pop your non-marring pry tool under these and lift up. And then there's a bunch of these little fucking fasteners right here. So just grab this and tug, and that comes out. There's a plug right here. This comes off, and you're going to take this piece with you. And for taking this part out, you have to take the shroud off, which I'll show you in a second. There's a Phillips here that you got to take out, and then it's kind of just tug and tell it it's pretty. So, for taking this cowl over the gauges off, you can kind of just stick your fingers right in here and pull. And then just work your way around through the gauges and get on this side and pull. Now, it helps if you drop your steering wheel down, by the way. It might take you 2 hands, but Hyundai parts just kind of pop apart if you tug hard enough. Now for getting this off all the way, there's a tab right here, and then right here and right here. So you gotta work it apart with your pry tool, and it'll pop just apart like so. And then this whole part just lifts out and just pop it down. So that cowl over the Speedo locks in right there, so you do have to take it out. And now I'm just gonna take that Phillips out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so to get this out, you kind of just tug against the side and pull, and that comes out. Now we're gonna be going to the passenger side and having fun. And for taking this side apart, there is this little fucker, that one, and then this kind of just pops out. So the easiest way to access this one is pop the dash down, stick your thumb in there, and just pry it loose as so. Take that out, stick your fingers or your pry tool under this and pry it out. Like so. And then this one, you kind of just yank on this side until it's pretty, and grab Donatello's face right in the middle. This is when the non-Martin pry tool really comes into play, but I'm a caveman and I don't own one, so yeah, you just kind of pry that loose and yank. It is gonna feel like it's gonna break because of these stupid clips that Hyundai uses. And there you go. Now you got Donatello's face mask. Woohoo. Hashtag Rona. And now for the really fun one. That one. It involves taking this part out. Then you're going to have to take the center console out. I'll show you how to take the shift knob off. You got to take my friendly handy dandy gun compartment out. And then you're going to be taking this little piece of tomfuckery out. And then you can get to that. So I'll see you back on the driver's side. So, to take this little fucker out, you have to open your glove box and find a way to jimmy this loose. There is a spot to pry on right there to get it loose. So, you just pop your screwdriver in there and lift up. And then yank on it upwards from there, and it rotates up to come out. Now, taking your shift knob off, pretty fucking easy. Yeah, you just pretend you were 12 again and just yank on it. That fucker comes off, and then there's a little spring, so pop your thumb over that and yank, and your shift boot comes out. Now, getting this out is pretty easy. There's your parking brake hole right there. You just kind of gotta pop something in there and pry it out. It'll pop loose. And then, stick your fingers in there and just pull up. And jimmy it. And eventually, this little motherfucker will pop loose enough up here that you can just yank at it from the tail end. Keep pulling out. You get it pop loose right there. Right there. And then this whole center console just kind of comes out once you get the tray up here out. Like so. Then you have your handy dandy douche flute holder or freedom seed dispenser, whatever the fuck you use it for. That comes out and you can wipe it the fuck down because I'm a dirty motherfucker and I forget to do it all the time. So now you have to take this out. This is pretty easy. There's a just push button right there and the whole thing just kind of fucking pops out. So I'm gonna just take it out real quick and I'll see you in a second. I stand corrected. All you gotta do is grab right in here, get a nice firm grip, and pull towards you. And it kind of just pops loose all the way up. And there's a Phillips right there that you gotta take out. Okay, now that that screw's taken out, you have access to this motherfucker. This thing blows to do. The easiest way I found to do it is grab under here and kind of just jimmy the fucking thing until it pops loose. Or stick a pry tool in this side and then just work it around. So give me a second. Yeah, so stick your screwdriver in right here at the corner and or your pry tool, and just pry up on that, and then gently tug on all of this in a clockwise pattern to pop loose. Like so. And then all that's left is to take that little Phillips out and the vent pops out. So now that that screw is out, all you do is just yank on this and jimmy the fucking thing, and eventually it will pop out like so. So the hard tab on this one is this little fucker right here. Just stick your screwdriver behind it and pry it out. Now, to get the radio out, there's a Phillips here, a Phillips here, and then there's one more Phillips right there. Or never mind, that's for the HVAC. But that's the only one on the HVAC. So once you take those out, this thing, just like the rest of the trim, you just kind of start at this end and jimmy, and I'll show you how to get the power button out and how to get the radio off in a second. And the last screw on the radio, or on the, the radio and the start button is right here on the underside of the start button. So now to get the ignition and all that shit out, just pry it up loose at the top and then start at the start button and just pull towards you. And then you're going to have this little plug back here. There's a radio spade. And then there's this fun little ignition to get off. So there is a pry tab back here, and then you have to put a screwdriver on that side and pry up. And it will come off like so. And then you have the radio and start button over here. And last but not least is the HVAC controls. There's one Phillips right there, and there's one Phillips right there. Alright, now that those Phillips are out, you're just grabbing the middle and pull toward them while shaking up and down. There's this connector right here, which just has a pop tab on it. And you just kind of jimmy it out. It will be a little tight. And then there is this hose. This thing kind of sucks to take off without crushing. It's just corrugated plastic. So just twist and yank. And then you have your HVAC controls. I will be posting another video on how to take all of these components, which were originally blue, apart. Originally I did vinyl wrap all of these. It looked really nice for the first couple days, but recently we've had some hot ass weather and the vinyl started unsticking. I do not recommend vinyl wrapping the HVAC controls, the start and stop button, or the dimmer switch, the interior dimmer adjuster thing. The clearances for these little rings is super tight, and you will have a nightmare trying to get it to stay looking nice. Taking these apart is not for the faint of heart. You will break a couple tabs, and there's a Phillips in that is for some reason Loctited, and I had to melt out. So it is time for me to go to bed. I will make a video tomorrow on how to take these apart. You guys have a nice night.